Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Kern County pledges to work alongside the city of Bakersfield to house and help the homeless. More on last night's meeting and where the council stands on a potential site for a new shelter.
Explosive testimony yesterday on Capitol Hill in the impeachment inquiry. Both sides saying it proves their point over the question of whether there was quid pro quo with Ukraine. What we can expect today when hearings resume in 1 hour.
10 candidates vying to face President Trump in the 2020 election gather in Atlanta to debate. We'll have the key takeaways on this Thursday, November 21st, 2019. Great to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. What a day yesterday. A good amount of rain. It was still coming down pretty hard when I went to bed last night.
But the question is, will it continue today? Let's turn things over to Kevin Charette with a look at your forecast.
The answer to that, storm watch is done. We are drying out and also clearing out as we go throughout the day. Yesterday's high, 55 degrees. We should be right around 64. This time of year, the record temperature, 83, set back in 1926. Now let's take a look at the satellite and radar, and the rain has come to an end, and the clouds will continue to shrink as we go throughout the morning and into the afternoon. So clearing skies are expected. But Maddie did mention we got a healthy dose of rain around Kern County. Take a look at the totals. 0.3 of an inch for Bakersfield out at Meadows Field. Here at our studios, just shy of a half an inch of rain. 0.3 up near Delano. Half an inch out in Buttonwillow. And then for the mountains, around 0.3 to a half an inch up in the Kern River Valley. Some gauges recording just under 0.75 of an inch of rain, and then lesser amounts into the desert. And then we did pick up some mountain snow, especially out of the Fraser Park area. They were white for a while, and up near Pine Mountain Club, they picked up in some areas 11 inches of snow. So definitely this storm proved to be a wet one. 47 degrees in Bakersfield right now. No winds to talk about for you. And as we take a look at the day, starting out in the upper 40s, we'll be in the 60s this afternoon, and again, clearing skies all around. And Tehachapi right now, 32 degrees, humidity at 100% with a dew point at 32. So you have the clouds out there currently, and a southeast wind at 9. And as we take a look at the day, we will see clearing skies, partly cloudy, I think, by 7 a.m. and this afternoon in the upper 40s. We'll talk much more about your weather because another storm could be headed our way, but when? We'll send it back over to you for now.
All right, getting excited for that. Thank you so much, Kevin. And we're hoping that we're looking forward to a much quieter commute than we saw yesterday. It was a very busy day with those slick roads out there. So still take it easy this morning. Some of the pavement is still wet, but according to the CHP page, there are no incidents to mention this morning. You're taking a look at Highway 99 and Airport Drive where things are moving smoothly. We'll have another check in 15 minutes. This morning, we continue the discussion on a topic at the forefront of the community's priority list, Kern's homelessness crisis.
And during last night's city council meeting, that conversation continued with a pledge by the county of Kern to work with the city of Bakersfield to address the problem. 17's Vanessa Dillon joins us this morning in the newsroom to tell us more. Good morning, Vanessa.
Well, last Friday, the county broke ground on a new low-barrier shelter on O Street near Golden State Avenue. And the plan is for the center to host up to 150 beds. And as for the city, earlier this month, council members delayed a vote on a potential shelter site at 1900 East Brundage Lane, a 7.5-acre property currently owned by Calcott. Now, during last night's meeting, County Supervisor David Couch offered to help the city in any way it can.
I'm really here tonight to express the county's willingness to cooperate with the city of Bakersfield to address homelessness. I don't know that we've ever publicly stated that before. I think we've had lots of conversations among ourselves, but we've never actually stated that publicly.
The City Council is set to discuss a possible shelter site again on January 22nd. Meanwhile, the City Council also approved new incentives to draw in recruits for the Bakersfield Police Department last night. Among those incentives, a $3,000 bonus for each BPD trainee, but only if he or she completes the BPD Academy and up to 1 year in service.
Once they complete the academy, they'll get $1,500, and then they'll get another $1,500 once they have completed their first year as well. And that's just, again, kind of a retention incentive to try to get them here and then also to keep them here.
Officials say this incentive would help the city with its goal of hiring 100 new BPD officers over the next 3 years, and the bonuses would be paid for with Measure N money. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Vanessa Dillon, 17 News.
Local celebrity in his own right is joining in on a famous motivational speakers podcast. Zach Scow sitting down with Tony Robbins. Scow talks about how he founded Marley's Mutts Rescue. That's his local nonprofit organization, which gives second chances to both humans and canines. In the episode, you hear his story of overcoming fear and embracing gratitude, and how Scow's now helping others do the same. That episode is now available everywhere you get your podcasts.
Pedestrian safety is an issue we continue to follow closely here on Channel 17. And now to an update on an accident in northwest Bakersfield that left an elderly man dead. The coroner now releasing his name. Police say 85-year-old Durwood Henry Swartz was outside of a crosswalk when he was hit by a car on Coffee Road in Granite Falls Drive. Swartz died at the scene.
The search is on for a man in Delano who police say ripped a doorbell camera right off a home. You can see him here. The video was caught on the doorbell camera just minutes before the incident happened. Delano police say it happened October 30th, but now the video is getting circulated in hopes of finding the man who did it. Anyone with information is asked to call Delano police.
Bakersfield police need your help finding a suspected burglar at Dwar's Candy Shop, but all they have are two security photos of the crime in progress just before 1 a.m. on Monday at the shop at Chester and California Avenues across from Bakersfield High School. They hope you'll recognize the man in the shots and that you may know something about that case. And you can visit those, see those pictures on our website, kget.com. And if you know anything, call police at 327-7111.
Thanksgiving is still 8 days away, but a local church hosted a turkey giveaway yesterday. This is the 13th year Victory Outreach Church in Southwest Bakersfield has invited families in need to get a free bird and enjoy some fellowship. Some 300 turkeys were handed out to some very thankful people.
It's been exciting. You know, I'm new here, and it's I like the outcome of all the people. They're very nice and polite, and not being rude like they are back in Texas.
If you didn't make it to the event, you'll find a list of other turkey giveaways and free meals on our website, kget.com. Just click on the hot link icon.
The Bakersfield Homeless Center still needs turkeys and hams for Sunday's Thanksgiving feast, and if you'd like to help out, you can drop off a turkey or ham today between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. at the Homeless Center on East Truxton Avenue, or you can make a monetary donation anytime at bakhc.org. Yeah, it's that time of year, of course, when there's a lot of people in need for a holiday meal, and your donation goes a long way.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, your dollar's already stretched just getting the normal meal on the table for your family and paying rent and paying your bills. And then a feast like this comes along that costs a lot of extra money, and they can't make it happen.
And they feed a lot of people every year. There's so many volunteers that, give their time to put this feast on, and you can help out as well. Hams and turkeys, that's what the Bakersfield Homeless Center is looking for.
All right, 10 candidates, 2 hours.
Another Democratic presidential debate is over, but the field keeps growing. We'll have a recap of what the candidates talked about last night and what they had to say about President Trump.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think everybody loved the rain yesterday. Is it coming back? I've got the details straight ahead.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News with Maddie Jansen, Alex Fisher, and Kevin Charette with your Pinpoint Doppler forecast. This is 17 News at Sunrise.
That's right, and 17's Aton Wallace is joining us again with what we can expect now in day 5 after a very explosive day yesterday.
Yes, a very explosive day, and today we could see explosiveness again because we have 2 more witnesses who are going to testify today. First, we'll hear from Fiona Hill. She was the top White House expert on Russia under National Security Advisor John Bolton. Hill is expected to share concerns that she and her boss had about President Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, directing Ukraine policy. Also testifying today, diplomat David Holmes. Now, he told lawmakers he overheard a phone call between President Trump and European Union Ambassador Gordon Sondland about investigations in Ukraine. Sondland testified Wednesday that even though the president denied any quid pro quo, Sondland said the answer is yes when asked about whether there was a quid pro quo, adding the president pushed Ukraine to investigate the Bidens in exchange for foreign aid. But President Trump said nothing new came out of the testimony, saying, quote, "It's over." So, what happens next? The Intelligence Committee will prepare a report and recommendations, and then the report and recommendations goes to the House Judiciary Committee. And why the House Judiciary Committee? Well, that's because the committee's responsibility is to draft any possible articles of impeachment. The Judiciary Committee will review the report from the Intelligence Committee, as well as any input from other panels that have conducted investigations into the Trump administration. Now, members of the committee will then determine what evidence could back up articles of impeachment, and the committee could hold hearings, and they have their own procedures for the impeachment inquiry, which give the president and his counsel the opportunity to attend any hearings and respond to any evidence presented, and then question any potential witnesses. So, there's a lot that could be at stake here in those committees. Now, it's important for people to know that this is not the end today. We could still see a lot going on, and if they do file articles of impeachment, it goes on to the Senate. So that should be interesting, and a lot could happen in the Senate as well.
Are they still driving toward wrapping this up by the end of the year, by the holidays?
Yes, that is very much the goal. They want to wrap at least up all the hearings by then. And then remember, if it goes to the Senate, then it's a whole trial where the Senate acts as the jury, and the judge overseeing it would actually be the Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court. So it's a very interesting trial that would take place. Again, currently 53 Republicans make up the Senate, 45 Democrats, and they would need 67 votes in favor to convict the president and actually recall him from office.
We had 3 days of hearings this week, 2 last week. Is it possible that we could see more in the future?
It is certainly a possibility, but right now, House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff of Burbank from the San Fernando Valley has not indicated that he wants to do that. But anything is a possibility, as we'll learn in these impeachment hearings. By the way, in the next half hour, I will have reaction from Congressman Kevin McCarthy, of course, House Minority Leader. We'll let you know what Congressman Cox is weighing in on all this. And the president tweeting just in the last 10 minutes, adding his own kind of analysis to this. So we will let you know what he's saying.
Yeah, he's been very active on Twitter this morning so far.
Yes, he has, in fact, in this whole impeachment process. So certainly more tweets to come, probably.
Okay. Eitan, we'll check back in with you. Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, looking forward to it.
Well, 10 Democratic candidates debated last night in Atlanta.
Coming up, Jay Gray has a recap of the debate.
Last night, 10 of the top Democrats running for president gathered in Georgia. The 5th debate of the campaign season for a crowded field that is still growing. This one was a bit different, a much faster pace, a wider range of issues, and NBC's Jay Gray has more.
10 candidates, 2 hours. The early discussion dominated.
Well, first of all, we have a criminal living in the White House.
By Wednesday's explosive testimony from Ambassador Gordon Sondland during impeachment proceedings.
Sadly, we have a president who is not only a pathological liar, he is likely the most corrupt president in the modern history of America.
As the debate continues, the questions are rapid fire.
That what was once called climate change is now a climate crisis.
And diverse.
You describe your campaign, including your plans for Medicare for All, as a political revolution.
There are the debate staples, health care, education, and immigration, but the forum also branches out to include issues of inclusion and equality.
While I do not have the experience of ever having been discriminated against because of the color of my skin, I do have the experience of sometimes feeling like a stranger in my own country.
The frontrunners controlling much of the conversation, while those at the end of the stage.
When Donald Trump was elected, not even sworn in, buddied up to Steve Bannon.
Senator Harris is doing is unfortunately continuing to traffic in lies.
Are looking to make an impact with less than 11 weeks now before the first in the nation Iowa caucus.